Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Good. Welcome to the Enter The Fangirls podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Lexie, and we're just two girls with a slight obsession with everything pop culture.
And we have our friend today. Izzy, Isabella.
Hey.
I don't know what you want to go with here.
Both. I do not care any of
Okay.
them.
I just call you Izzy. So we have Izzy here. Fun fact, Izzy was my first friend on Twitter.
Yes.
For what, 5 or 6 years now?
That's
It's
crazy.
been a long time.
It's been a long time.
You know how
So-
long it's been? I joined Twitter my freshman year of high school. I'm now a freshman in college.
Stop.
Long time.
Oh my gosh. Oh. But yeah, I've been waiting for these two to have a conversation. I'm y'all are my favorite people on this app. Please become friends. And look what we've got now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
It's perfect.
Literally. And what perfect episode to have you on because we're talking Ted Lasso.
Never thought this episode was going to happen, one, because Sam.
It's literally just because of me.
I remember when you tweeted that getting Sam to watch my favorite shows is my favorite thing, and then I was like, did you get her to watch Ted Lasso?
I don't think it
I
was
was like-
fully like me, but it is me.
It was on my list, and then someone just put it on and was like, hey, we're watching this, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like, okay, if I don't like the first episode, whatever, we'll just change it. And then we started watching it, and I'm just like, next episode, please.
Yeah.
And then the next one, and then the next one.
Yep.
And then you kept watching, and then you realized that this is not a comedy.
No, I'm like, maybe this will become a comfort show. It's not comforting. Not all the time, at least.
Not all the time.
Kind of broke my heart a little bit, but it's fine.
Just a
Yeah.
little.
But yeah, if you watched our 2021 wrapped video, Lexie talked
All I did was talk about
constantly
that.
about the show. And I think somewhere in the video, or the episode I mentioned that I did want to watch it. And I'm like, I'll put this on my list. You're kind of convincing me. It's so good. The fact that I wasn't on this train earlier is kind of disappointing.
It's okay. I wasn't on the
It's so-
train right at the beginning, too. People had to
Me-
force me to
me
watch
neither.
it. And I was like,
Because
okay.
I just, I'm not into, sports in general. So I'm like, am I going to like a sports
Yeah.
show? But
That
then
was
I'm
me
like,
too.
you know what? I like One Tree Hill, and that's a basketball show. But then I'm like, you know what? That focuses more on the drama. So will I even like
Really?
this? It's just so good. I
It-
wasn't
yeah.
expecting to like it, but I kind of love it.
It helps because it's like a comedy.
Yeah.
We're losing
Comedy.
the word comedy very loosely.
Mhm. It's not as traumatizing.
No.
It has its moments, but
I saw a tweet the other day that was like, who said Ted Lasso was a comedy? I'm at the end of season 1 and I'm sobbing my eyes out. I was like,
retweeted it.
literally.
Yeah, no, my friends told me to start watching it because they're 5'10", blonde, British MILF, and I was like, okay, I'm in. And I was like, you guys kind of missed the part where I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
where's that? But no, I'm hooked. Usually shows come out at 12, midnight, 3 a.m., something like that, and I normally don't wait. I'm like, I'll just watch in the morning. No, I need to be at work at Friday at 8 a.m. and I'd be up till 1 watching the new episode Ted Lasso.
Does
Because
it come out weekly?
yes.
Oh,
think
I thought it
so.
was a binge kind of.
No.
And it's usually the summer too, which I thought was weird because normally shows don't come out during the summer.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Because I think season 2 came out August, and I thought that
Yeah.
was so weird. I was like, August.
Yeah, no,
That
that's
is
a
kind of
weird.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
I
Definitely.
mean, I don't mind it though,
Yeah, same.
because we get it sooner.
As soon as
That is so
possible.
weird though. You would think that it would take way longer to film and edit and stuff.
Yeah. But
Is it
I
based
February 14th.
Yeah.
so
once again have my theories about filming on Valentine's Day.
I want a Valentine's Day episode though.
Oh,
I feel that'd be so cute. I don't think that's what they're gonna do, but I would love it if that's why they were kind of filming.
I want a
theories
wedding.
and
so, you
fanfics
know.
I have going through my mind right
that's
now.
that's one of my theories for season 3. So we'll get there.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're basically just gonna be talking about our favorite and least favorite of the show, basically.
This might
some
be chaos.
theories, it's gonna be chaos, but what do you expect, really? But yeah, we also have like some theories. I say theories very loosely because like I feel like this isn't a show, like I said it is earlier, like it isn't a mystery or anything, so you're not coming up with like constant theories.
No.
So, but we do have like some. I have a few, like nothing too
They're not
serious or
yeah,
exciting.
same. They're not major. They're just
No.
it's more things I want than theories.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more like I could see this happening. I'd like this to happen, kind of thing. Let's talk our favorite characters first,
Okay.
and then we'll try to hold off on the ships for a moment.
Okay.
Oh my god.
But what's y'all's favorite characters? Like, do you have like a top 3?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kinda.
I just wrote down 3 because like I
Yeah.
think I really only gravitate towards 3 in specific. Although I think just about everybody.
I like everyone. There's some obviously I like more than others, just based off like
the thing,
obviously
it's-
screen time. Like
yeah. I feel like it's a show like where everybody's fairly likable. And
Yeah.
if
I
they're
agree.
not, you're meant not to like them. Like, it isn't just like,
Oh, yeah.
like, you're kind of
It
supposed
is
to like
very
them, but they're not.
rare for me to like all the characters on a show.
yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because, like, even if I don't, like, love somebody, I'm like, okay, no, I can tolerate you, kind of thing. But, like, there are
Yeah.
some shows where, like, Izzy, you'd know this, because it's private practice. Like, I watch that, and I'm like, I kind of want to punch Sam in the face the entire run of that show.
Yes.
But then, like, this show, I'm just like, you know what? Like, you kind of irritate me at some point, but, like, it's fine.
You're chill.
Yeah,
like- yeah.
exactly. I agree.
Yeah. But my favorite characters, I don't have a specific order because I feel like it changes every episode just depending on what the episode is.
Yeah.
But Ted, obviously, Rebecca, and Sam, my boy Sam.
You got a little love triangle going on there. Hate to break it to you.
I know.
9, like, I'm like, oh, okay, it's Rebecca, Ted, and Keely, and then I'm like, but Roy, and then I'm like, Phoebe, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
they're all so good.
So
I mean, for everyone.
For me, it's more like a top 2, and 3 is usually interchangeable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Keely's 1, Roy's number 2, and then depending on the episode, it'll be Ted. Sometimes it'll be Rebecca. Sometimes it's Jamie. Jamie only in season 2, not in
Only
season 1.
season 2.
Yeah.
Only in season 2.
But yeah, I also love the players. Like one of my favorite characters is Isaac. I love Isaac. So it depends on the episode.
I think for the most part, I kind of stay like to like the same few, but then there are like certain like one-off episodes where I'm like, no, like I love you more than anyone else in this episode. Like, who's the
Higgins?
long-haired guy?
Oh. Football is life.
Danny?
Yeah, football
Thank
is
you.
like him.
Danny Ross.
Like, there's like a couple episodes where I'm like, no, you're my favorite right now. Like, you're just so precious. And then there's
I
another
love him
episode where I'll be
in
like,
the funeral episode. He's so
yeah,
funny.
he's so funny.
I forgot.
When he takes
about
Rebecca's shoes, I was like, this is comedic gold.
The little
It
the
is.
slippers, it's so good.
that. Oh,
Ugh.
I also now forgot about Higgins, and Higgins just too. He's like unintentionally funny.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I
And
like
even-
him. I feel like I'm kind of neutral to him. Like, I don't dislike him,
Yeah.
but like he is definitely funny, and I feel like he's kind of that comedic relief you need when it gets really
Yeah.
dark. Because like when they have like those really dark moments in the show, I feel like he comes in and he like literally has no idea what's going on at all anytime. So it's just kind of funny to see him try to like navigate the room.
Even Beard too. I think Beard
Oh,
is
Beard is so funny.
and like a very low key chill funny, like zero emotion, but just like say with a straight face, and it's fucking hilarious.
I will say I kind of found him a little more like funny in season 1 because they made him talk too much in season 2 that it almost kind of took away his
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
but I still love him. I still think he's hilarious. But do you guys have least favorite characters?
I think there's only really 2. So I mean, Sam, you have a lot, and I just don't understand how.
My problem is I dislike a lot of people in shows. So mine are Nate, which is obvious. I feel like that's But my thing is, I liked him at first, but like only for a few episodes, and then the entire time, just like the rest of season 1, I'm like, no, there's something about this dude
I
don't
never
like.
liked him.
He was
Yeah.
Like when that
annoying.
finale happened, I was like, oh.
There was just like a couple episodes where I'm like, oh no, this is like a good guy, and then he was like too nice, and I'm like, you're suspicious. I don't know how I feel about you.
Yeah.
But then I also don't really love Jamie, which is an unpopular opinion I've learned in the last like 5 minutes.
It's not unpopular for season 1, and season 2, it's unpopular.
I don't even know why I don't like him.
Oh.
I feel it has to do with the haircut. The haircut really bothers me, and I think it makes him sound and act like a douchebag.
I feel Jamie like got like I started not to hate him during when Sam just took the black tape again over. Sorry, he took the black tape over Dubai Air, and Jamie was the first one to. Oh, I'm sorry.
See, that's the thing.
first
He has
one.
his moments.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, oh, you're so good, but then like 5 seconds later, he'll like flip the switch, and I'm just like, okay, well.
But he's trying.
I wouldn't say he's my least
He is
favorite, but
trying.
like I'm not crazy about him.
I
Like,
mean,
Jamie
was
won me
I mad
over.
that he left the team? No. Was
He
I
won
mad
me
that he
over.
missed an episode? No.
He won me over when Roy wanted to fight him, like after he said I love you to Keely, and then he was like, I respect your relationship. I just had to say it. I was like, stop.
What if you guys turn me into a Jamie stan at the end of this? That's
We
gonna be
could.
the goal.
As
Because Jamie has some wonderful moments. He's
I'm
growing.
not denying that he does. I'm just saying he's not my favorite.
season 3, he's your favorite. Watch.
Watch, yeah.
No, season 3 is
I
going to be
mean,
his big
I got
growth.
some really wild favorites apparently. Was I expecting Sam to be one of my
Well,
favorites?
no, Sam
No.
could be a favorite. Just
But was
Sam
I
and
expecting
Rebecca
him to be like
is a
one of
little
my number one
questionable.
favorites? Not
A lot of people just don't
particularly.
like a certain relationship that he's
Yeah.
in.
Can't relate, but it's fine. It's fine.
But you didn't mention Rupert, which is kind of a red flag.
Okay,
Oh,
but
yeah.
no, he's just like you're meant to hate.
You're
him.
meant to
Like
hate
there's
him.
like
I
not
know.
even any like putting him in there because like it's just like.
But you're meant
necessary.
to hate Nate as well, and you said him
Not
first.
until season 2. From the get go, you're not supposed to like
More
Rupert.
people would have.
Listen,
More people would have
listen.
realized Nate for season 1.
Listen, I have just cut Rupert out of my mind. I don't deal with the toxic boys. I cut him out. I
Ooh.
forgot about him.
No, I have to think about him because of the dart scene, and
That
like
seems-
how I can't forget about it.
Yeah.
There's just
That's-
Rebecca makes this one face, and it's permanently embedded in my head.
That whole scene is so good.
Just the speech. I love
I
you,
love that
Ted.
scene.
Ted Lasso. Literally one of my notes here is Ted is an angel boy. The way he just forgives everyone, doesn't let anything really get to him. He's just perfect, and I love him.
Basically.
Thank you, Jason Sudeikis. Emmy
Jason-
winner Jason Sudeikis.
This
Only
episode
white
is
man at
dedicated.
first, right?
Yeah, this episode is dedicated to Jason Sudeikis. We love
No,
you.
it really is. Jason, please be on our podcast. I will die.
Oh my god, please.
I just want to also say that, Jason, I loved you from the moment I saw you in We're the Millers, and I had a crush on you since then, but I thought it was kind of weird. And now everyone has a crush on you, and I just want to say I was the first, so.
Women for Jason Sudeikis. That's
Yes.
all I'm gonna say.
That's gonna be that. I should just change that to be the title.
Oh my god,
Just
can
Women
you?
for Jason Sudeikis, our Ted Lasso podcast.
No, honestly, make that the title.
I am. I'm writing it down right now.
I was gonna say like football is life or something like that, but no, that's perfect.
No. No, we need Jason on the podcast. I will let you talk about anything you want.
No, we need the whole cast on the podcast because then I'm like, oh no, I want Hannah. No, I want Juno. No, I want Brett. No, just everyone. Ted Lasso.
If you guys
cast.
got Brett and Juno, I think I would pass out.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be joining.
I don't let me ask them questions. Oh my god, it'd be so bad.
Izzy would just like actually pass out. And,
No, I think she would, like,
she'd be,
completely shut down.
unconscious. Yeah, no.
I'd
she'd
be like, Brett, when is our wedding? Are you rating the wedding in the episode? Juno, how's the wedding dress shopping going? Like, we need this episode.
I
Girl.
say we just move to the ships now.
drive right
Oh
in.
no.
Maybe we shouldn't, but because that's all we're gonna talk about.
I can go
Just
first because I basically wrote my love letter to Rebecca and Ted in the
Go
Spotify.
ahead.
Okay. So, there's plenty of ships in the show. There's really only 2 that matter, but Sam apparently has another one. But if you listen to our 2021 Wrapped, you would know I am a hardcore Ted Becca stan. Jason, once again, I hate you for doing this to me because they have taken over my mind. And if you think that they're just friends, please click off, unsubscribe. Like, I just don't understand how you get just friends, especially if you saw the video of Jason giving that interview saying he's in love with his boss with his whole chest. We know. But
you weren't slick with that one, Jason.
oh, sir, you are not. You just gave me a lot of hope that I needed. But they're filming on Valentine's Day, so I think that's a sign that Ted Becca Endgame. I can see them like going on a date together, they decide they don't want to go on a date, so like they're just spending time in the office, and it becomes an unintentional date.
Can I just say one of my theories for season 3 is a Ted Becca kiss, and I don't know why. I just kind of get that. I just kind of get the vibe that they're gonna have like not an accidental kiss, but kind of like one of those unexpected, like heat of the moment, kind of out of nowhere kisses, and I feel like they'll be really awkward about it for the rest of the season.
I haven't really thought about them, like they start dating. Like
I feel like it would be like something heat of the moment, unintentional, awkward.
And they wouldn't address it.
No. Yeah. I feel like they would just kind of be like, oh no, it was just like whatever. Sorry, boss. Here are your biscuits.
Oh my god, like after like a win, maybe like a celebration.
And I feel like it would be like they'd both tell like Ted would tell Beard, Roy, and then Rebecca would tell Keely and Higgins, and then the whole rest of the group would try and figure out what to. That's I feel like what would happen.
So we're joining the writers' room, right?
Yes, we are. Brett, Jason, we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We've got great ideas.
But like I just can't see them fitting their whole entire relationship into like 12 episodes. So that's why, Jason, write your season 4 now.
Yes.
I know you just wanted it 3 seasons, but 4, maybe 5 max. That's all we need.
Yeah, I feel like 5 max. I definitely see it being a 4 seasoner.
I mean, you've won already so many awards for it. Like, how do you just stop after 3?
Yeah.
But just there's so many things I want to see for Ted Becca, and they all just better happen, or I will actually cry. I'm gonna cry either way, out of happiness or just pure panic. But it's fine. It's fine. I can go on, but I will stop now.
I'll let Izzy go next because I'm gonna get bullied for mine. So
no. Okay. I feel like we know it's coming. I am a Roy and Keely warrior. I could talk about Keely Jones and Roy Kent for the rest of my life. Like, I got a laptop. Like, it's just all I could say is finally a healthy, stable relationship on TV where they actually communicate with each other rather than avoid each other constantly and not address the problem.
Izzy has very bad luck with ships.
Like, we should note that. We should note that my ships tend to either not be endgame or just have horrible communication.
Yeah.
So this is just perfect. I have so much. Okay, what can I say? Okay.
She's prepared.
I wrote down specific moments that describe why I just love them so much. But I will say, the fact that they're the trope, Sunshine and Grumpy just says it all. I love the Sunshine. Like, I know Brett said something. I watched an interview the other day, and Brett was like, he's always very key about when Roy smiles, and he says he only saves those smiles for specifically Keely and Phoebe, and then occasionally when Ted does something that makes him want to smile, and I was gone. I was like, oh my god.
Stop.
Yeah, it's just, I know, it's just,
best boy ever.
Right, he's just, I can't. okay, so I wrote down for scenes, the press conference scene in season 1.
Yeah.
Just everything about that scene. Keely's smile. Just, I feel like those two were like missed each other multiple times because I feel like, and they finally got together. I feel like it was such a big deal, and I feel like they've hinted at it since even when she was still with Jamie when they had that first scene together.
Oh yeah.
When she made fun of him, and I was just like, something's gonna happen, and then it did, and I can't. But yeah, we'll get into my theories later about what's gonna happen. But all I can say is Freckles, scene, Juno Temple, Roy and Keely saved my life. Thank you for giving me a healthy relationship to actually look up to instead of some toxic shit that I'm used to. So.
Again,
I do
women
like
for
Roy
Jason
Keely
Sudeikis.
for real. I do like Roy Keely as well. They're just they are perfect for each other. I got a little nervous for them during season 2.
Oh, I told Sam about this.
Wait till you hear her theory on these.
My theory is just
I'm excited now.
Season 2 could go one of two ways for them, and I am not prepared. It also ties into that Jason interview because Jason was wearing something in that interview that hinted at my theory. So we'll get into that.
the little things.
You know, Brett, you better fight for me in that writer's room. I swear.
I don't want to talk about mine. I'm gonna get bullied.
No, we won't bully. This is a safe
I would like to preface this by saying I ship both Roy and Keely and Ted and Rebecca. I ship them both, and they were my number one ships up until a specific episode. So, Rebecca joins a dating app. I'm kind of into it. Ted joins a dating app. I'm like, this is interesting. And then they're playing with us the entire episode, and you see
we
them
need to
kind
talk
of
about
texting.
that scene. That scene was so misleading.
I know. That's what I'm on about. But they're like texting, and we keep seeing them like answer messages, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like they are totally messaging each other. And I think I even messaged Lexie, and I'm like, dude, it's totally texting each other. Like, why didn't you tell me this kind of thing? And then it's revealed to be Sam, and the freaking smile on his face when this woman answers him. I was hooked immediately. Like, I think I let out a little screech. I'm like, oh my god, no way. Like, I already had a soft spot for Sam to begin with. Like, he's just, like, literally such a sweetheart and, like, the nicest person ever. So then him just, like, being with Rebecca, who I already also loved, I'm just like, this is gonna be so cute. And he, like, I don't know, just, like, when they both show up to, like, the bar and, like, the look they give each other when they find out that they're each other's blind date. And then he's, like, convincing her to stay and that they're gonna have a good time, even though they are younger and, like, older. Like, I just love them. I can't explain it. They just give me a rush. Also, one of, like, was it their first kiss, I think? Was backed by, oh my gosh, Somewhere Only We Know. So really, they're just giving me too much content to work with here. So how am I not supposed to like them?
The key choice in music in this show is also very good.
Yeah.
It is.
Like, people have this weird theory, which I don't agree with it, but when Roy and Keely were when Roy and Keely were when they had their car scene together in the parking lot, Strange by Celeste, I don't know, you guys know that song is from TikTok. It was playing in the background, and now everyone thinks they're, like, gonna break up, which I don't, but I think it's a good thing that that song was playing in the background.
You know, I really wouldn't put anything past Jason. I feel like he's very smart, so now I'm kind of wondering if maybe they're right.
Yeah, it makes me nervous, but whatever, it's fine.
No, the music choice is really good in this show.
It is.
When they played that song, like, it's when she's, like, texting, and then he's like, I live at this address, and then you just kind of see her, like, look up, and then she just kind of, like, smiles, and then the music just, like, cues in, and I just get full body goosebumps, and I'm just, like, kind of obsessed with it. And then when she opens the door, and she's like, why'd you text me your address? He's like, for next time. And then...
Also on the topic of
I love
music, I want to thank Jason Sudeikis for letting Hannah Waddingham sing because the woman has
so
the voice of
good.
the angel.
So
That's
good.
facts.
Like, I already
Hannah-
knew she could sing, but
Yeah.
then when she sang in the show, I'm just like, you are amazing. Just incredible.
Hannah Waddingham, please come back to Broadway. Thank you.
What was she in? What was she in on
Spam a
Broadway?
lot. She was in Spam. Yeah, I never seen
She was
her.
she was more on West End, which is like
Yeah.
London's
She did-
version of like
Okay.
Broadway. Then,
I think she did Kiss Me Kate in the West End, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Broadway. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we know. I will admit, just the way that they got Sam and Rebecca together, I mean, even though they toyed with Ted Becca a little
very
bit.
misleading.
You
Very
have to admit,
misleading.
it was kind of cute.
No, it was definitely cute. Just.
Do I think they're gonna be endgame? No,
No.
I don't think it could ever work because of like the age difference, and like they
Mhm.
definitely are kind of from two different worlds because of that reason. Not to say that it doesn't ever work out in real life, but like just for like the time being, I think he's kind of what she needs. Like she's so uptight right now and so stressed out that I think just having someone fun like Sam is good.
I feel like the relationship was good for the development of their characters individually, but like it shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's what they both need at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think it's gonna be a forever kind of thing, but I think they'll
No.
be like important to each other for the rest of the show.
Is there like a little bit of a time jump between season 2 and season 3, right?
That I was wondering what they're gonna do because at the end I was rewatching it the other day. It was like it says 5 weeks and then it goes to that Roy Keeley scene, which I'll get into about memory. Then it says 5 days, 3 weeks, and then we see Sam in the restaurant, and then it goes to 2 months. So I'm curious what they're gonna do. Are we gonna hit the 2-month mark, or I don't know.
I'm gonna say the 2-month mark, and that is the 2-month mark Nate, or was it something else?
The 2-month mark was Nate and Rupert.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm feeling they're gonna pick off when it goes back into in season. So I'm assuming they're off season right now. Oh.
I love Sassy. Sassy is like one of my favorite like side characters. I really like her.
She's really
I don't like Sassy and Ted, but I like Sassy.
I know. Yeah.
No Sassy and Ted.
I love her friendship with Rebecca. Though I feel like Rebecca has a good friendship with just about like everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I adore her friendship with Keeley, and I'm about to say something that is gonna really upset Izzy. I didn't really love Keeley at first. I liked her. I know. I liked her, but she wasn't like my favorite. Like I was kind of iffy about her. And then she got like it was only like 2 more episodes, and I'm just like, and then she like got like close with Rebecca. I'm like, oh, you're just like a ray of sunshine. I kind of love this.
Is you didn't like Keeley when she was with Jamie, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah. No, that's
true.
That's
That's true. Also, like I didn't like dislike Roy, but he was so grumpy that I'm just like, oh my goodness, man.
You didn't know what
You're
was
so
going
miserable.
on with Roy yet.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I still love him, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, okay, like, can you perk up a little bit? But now I've just like kind of grown to love the grumpy bear man.
You start to love Roy in the beginning during his first scenes with Phoebe.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, Phoebe just like
brings out the best in him.
Oh yeah, I love Phoebe. Phoebe is the underrated character of this show. She is the
1000%.
MVP.
It's also really funny because when you watch interviews with Brett, you realize that like he's not Roy. I love watching his interview with Jimmy Kimmel, and he's like, I think I am Roy Kent. I like when he started writing it. So he was like, I filmed some scenes and I sent them to the writers. I was like, look at them, but if you don't like them, we'll never talk about it again. But I think I am Roy Kent.
He was like, they'll never consider me. I love the Muppets. They'll never do it. And then
I've never watched an interview with him. I need to now.
Well, no, his interviews are so funny because there's always like a Muppets poster right behind him, and you're just like, he is not Roy.
No, he's really not. Not. But like, I also, if I saw Brett in the street, I wouldn't picture him as a comedy guy. Like, I'd picture him as like a drama.
Yes.
Yeah. Or like an action. He definitely looks like
action, definitely.
A spy movie.
Yeah. But he's so good at Roy.
Oh, it's so good.
Emmy Award winner Brett Goldstein, everyone.
Emmy Award winner Brett Goldstein. Let's talk about how the big four are all SAG nominees.
Yeah.
Juno, Brett, and Jason.
As they should be.
I was so happy when I saw that.
Have the SAG awards already happened?
It's the end of the month, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so they haven't happened. Good.
I have a feeling Jason and Hannah are gonna win, and the whole cast is gonna win. I have a feeling.
I hope so.
I get the vibe. Okay, I could be wrong about this, but the show and like the cast give me major Schitt's Creek vibes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like it's a show that like is so funny, but also like kind of pulls at your heartstrings a little
Mhm.
bit. And the
I
cast is like so close, and like it's all like written by the cast basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Wow, this
I was
really
talking-
is Schitt's Creek.
right? I mean, Schitt's
this-
Creek is a little more lighthearted,
Yeah.
although it did make me cry a couple times. It's
Oh,
fine.
same.
Like as soon as they had that Emmy sweep, I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, that's exactly what's making me think. I'm like, yeah. Oh, but yeah, episodes.
Episodes. Okay. We all
So-
kind of have the same, which I really like.
We do.
Yeah.
Which is No Weddings and a Funeral, and Carol of the Bells are like the ones we have
Mm-hmm.
in common.
Yes.
And then my other one is For the Children, which is the auction episode.
For the Children is also one of mine.
Okay. I just think that one's fun.
It is fun.
I think it was the first time I feel like everyone was together. That
Yeah.
was like
yeah.
one of the first time we saw Rebecca and Keely, which I love.
Well, wasn't that also the episode where Rebecca was going to take Keely home and she's like, you want to go back? And Keely's like, no, I think I'm going to walk. Or was that a different episode?
No, that was the
Make
karaoke.
Rebecca Great Again.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew
That's
it was
one
one
of
of
my
them.
That's one of mine
I knew
too.
there was like a moment with
For
that.
the
Just them
Children
and-
is when
really-
For the Children is when she breaks up with Jamie, and then
Oh, okay, great episode.
fun fact, that episode has Juno and Brett's favorite Roy Keeley moment in it. So just
What
fun.
is it?
It's what it's. They think it's the. I agree with them. They love that moment where she's breaking up with Jamie, and then Roy says, "You made me feel like crap," because she does the whole auction thing to get back at Jamie, and then it
Oh.
parallels to the fact that Rebecca said you should want someone accountable, and then that's when Keely kind of notices that Roy actually took accountability, and like, yeah, so that's why they love that scene so much.
Oh, stop. I also love the scene where Roy tells like Rebecca when Rebecca starts to date again, and Roy's like, "You deserve someone better." I forgot what he says, but I remember he said some like gives her like a little pep talk speech. And it's so cute.
I feel like Roy, like, you don't expect it, but he makes so many, like, really, like, meaningful friendships on the show, even if you, like, don't, even
Roy
if
is
he doesn't
so
really,
soft.
yeah, like, you don't even, like, really, like, realize it, and then he, like, you'll just get a moment with him, and it's just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
you're the one helping these people through their crises, which I kind of love, because you don't
Mhm.
expect that from him.
Yeah.
And, like, also when he, like, opens up to, Ted and Beard and, like, or I guess just the Diamond Dogs in general, about, like, all of his stuff, like, with, like, Jamie and everything, I'm just like, this man does have a heart. It's kind of
Yes.
cute. It's kind of cute.
Oh, my
Can we-
also another favorite episode of mine was the do the rightest thing. It just literally for the fact that Rebecca
Yeah.
signs off an email, boss ass bitch. Like I think that's pretty iconic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And just Nora's telling her what to say, and she's just saying everything completely opposite. But she leaves the last line in, and I'm just like, oh, I love you.
Also, like, I definitely relate to Nora in this one because she's just kind of fangirling over
Over
Sam. And, like, I would just blush, too, if Sam looked at me.
We
I
know.
love that
we
man.
know.
I love that man. If the
Yeah.
actor who plays him is watching this, I love you. Can we be friends? Please.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you have any, like, least favorite episodes?
Okay, I don't know if this is hot take, but I always skip the Beard episode of my rewatch.
Okay, it's not a hot
I don't
take.
think that's a hot take.
I
Here's my-
love him. It's just I feel like it has no relevance to the rest of the show.
No. it
Yeah, Jason, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I agree. But here's my thing. It's not a bad episode.
No.
It's not.
I think it's
agree.
a good episode. It feels so out of left field, and it feels like a completely different show.
But I feel like that was the point because Beard feels
He
completely.
feels like, yeah, he kind of feels like an alien.
Yeah.
So, like, it definitely, like, when I, like, thought about it afterwards, I'm like, okay, no, like, this is a good episode, and I feel like it makes
Yeah.
sense from his character, but, like, it's definitely not my favorite.
Yes.
no.
But, like, I wouldn't say I was, like, bored. Like, I was entertained.
I felt like I
because-
was having like a fever dream on shrooms.
Yeah, I feel like I was on, like, a
on.
roller coaster the
Yeah.
entire
It's like a one and done type episode where you watch
Yeah.
it once and you're like, okay, and then you
And I feel like every show has those kind of episodes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But
And,
I feel
like, for,
Beard-
like, really this show only to have one that really isn't a favorite.
That's a
when
big deal.
every, Yeah, like every episode, like on TV time, is rated like in the 4 stars. So
Yeah.
like this one being really the only one that's not is kind of huge.
Yeah.
And I think there are people who definitely love it, but
Oh, absolutely.
I think it also goes back to the fact that the show gives fair screen time to every character, which is very,
Yeah.
very rare.
that's another thing
Yeah.
I said about because of this episode. I want like more character-centered episodes. Like I would love to see like, I guess we kind of get them sometimes, but I would love to see one like focused around Keeley and okay, mainly I just want a throwback episode. I want like an episode before that takes place before season 1, like how
Ooh.
Rebecca decided to choose Ted. Like I think that's kind of like hinted at throughout the show. Like you kind of get bits of
Yeah.
why, but I want to see specifically why she chose Ted. I want to see like what else did I write for this?
I want to see them all go to Kansas.
Yeah, I want to see like Rebecca and Rupert's relationship. Like what, like was it ever
yeah.
good? Was it always bad? Like how Ted and his wife met, how they fell apart, like what led to him taking the job, how Beard and Ted became friends, like all this stuff, and like Keely and Jamie, why she stuck around with
I
Jamie
was
so
gonna
much
say
when
like
he was
why
kind of a douche to her.
especially when she knew especially when she knew Roy already. Like
Yeah,
they've known
and, like,
each other.
And like also like I want to know more about like Roy's past too, because like
I want to meet Roy's sister.
yeah,
Oh my god, I'm so mad we haven't.
right? You would think that we would.
The one thing though, like we've met like okay, we've the only person we met like family wise is like Ted and Rebecca, which I kind of get because that makes sense. But like there's like mentions of like Keely's family sometimes and Roy's family and like other characters' family, but we never see them.
Not
We
to
gotta
bring it
take
back
it
to
together.
Sam, but I would really love for them to bring Sam's parents in because I just
wanna
feel
see
like
Sam's
that would
dad.
Get,
I
I
agree.
feel like I would get so emotional when they come and see their like son playing for like this
Mhm.
big team for the first time. I think that'd be really cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love a throwback episode like that, or just like little inklings of like what everyone was up to before season 1.
I'm surprised they didn't do flashbacks in season 2 to Ted's childhood because I feel like when he
That's
was like
another thing I
opening
would
up
kinda
his
like to see
therapist, like that would have made sense.
That
But-
whole sequence of him and Rebecca talking at the same
That-
time
that
is
was
literally one thing I
phenomenal.
wrote about how I think these two characters are meant to be because that scene was way too specific and
They
directed.
should get an Emmy
So
for that
good.
scene alone.
Just-
Like
I
No,
agree.
for real.
his mind creating that was just amazing. I kind of am a geek for good cinematography,
Yeah.
and that is just so good.
Really
I
good.
can't even. It's so good.
I'm also like a geek for parallels. That's also going back to Ted Becco because there's
Mhm.
so many
You
parallels.
told me that you're like, dude, there's so many parallels. You're not ready.
Oh, wait, quickly while we're on episodes, Carol of the Bells, all three of us love. I just need to put it out there. I love Carol of the Bells.
I
It's
feel like
probably
that
my
is-
favorite episode of Ted Lasso like ever.
No, it's
Yeah.
just so good. I mean, I think
Such a
obviously
feel-good
I love
episode.
like the parallel of Hi Ted and Hi Boss. It's fine. But I think the best part of Carol of the Bells is Phoebe, hands down.
Yeah, no, I definitely like
Phoebe,
love
yes.
Phoebe. Like just like that line when like, is it Roy or Keely that says in there like, I think he might be dying.
That was Roy.
Yeah, like they're like, how could it be that bad? It's just like, no, there's something wrong.
Like it's also
It's
funny
not-
when like it's supposed to be like sexy Christmas for them, and then Phoebe
Yeah.
just runs in. She's in like lingerie, and Phoebe just runs in like crying, and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Oh, it's so funny. I know the Ted and Rebecca one, and then there's the Roy, Phoebe, Keely one.
It's
is there a
Higgins
third
and
one?
the whole team.
Yeah,
I love
Right.
it.
Oh, okay.
which is
I knew
really
there was
cute
another
as
one.
well.
That one's so cute.
Wait, did
And
you
Hannah
know?
also sings in that
So
episode.
cute.
So good. Sam, did you know that the woman that plays Higgins' wife is actually his in like
Oh my
real life wife?
No, but that's adorable.
Yeah.
It's so adorable. It
I
makes
knew
their
they were
storylines
so
much
cute
better.
together.
I know. I don't really have any theories. I feel like this is just more like common, like everyone's thinking this, that obviously I think Manchester and Richmond are going to play it together, and I think Richmond's going to win. And I
Yeah.
just feel like that's what everyone's thinking.
So adding on to that though, when I was looking up to see if anybody else had theories, not to steal people's theories, but because I
Yeah.
wanted to like see what other people were thinking. Someone on Reddit who I forgot to write down the name of, so if you wrote it, shout out to you. They said that they think Ted will say something wholesome to Nate before a game, and that Nate will rethink everything he's done and then throw the game in Richmond's favor.
Oh,
And I could really see that
yeah.
happening. like, which someone else pointed out that's not like good sportsmanship. Like, you don't do that no matter what. But I'm like, you know what? Knowing Nate and Ted and everything, I feel like I could see that happening.
No, Nate just wants like the love and attention, and that's why like he was so mad because Ted wasn't giving that to him. But like even though Ted was, and he just didn't know it, he wanted it to be shown, like, because he was so upset that like Ted didn't have the picture of them after their first win,
and
on
it's on his dresser.
Yeah,
Yes.
so like it's stuff that he doesn't know, and I think Ted's still going to be rooting for Nate, even though all the shit that happened.
The only other thing I didn't like was that, like, not even like didn't like, it just kind of like was like kind of like confused me in a sense, is that the way Nate wanted to take down Ted was by using his like mental illness.
Yeah, no, that was.
I'm like, is that really the way that you're gonna take him down? Is that like the most humiliating thing you could think of him?
But I love how that oh my god, what's the independent guy's name?
Oh, Trent Krim.
Thank you. I love how
Trent
Krim sent it to him.
I know.
He was like, as a reporter,
Yes,
I have to do
I
this,
agree.
but as someone that loves you and like a friend, like it was Nate.
Especially because in like the first few episodes, you're like, oh my god, Trent Krim, the independent, we get it. Like, you're kind of a dink, whatever. But like then he just like he does that, and you're just like, okay, like
Trent's a good guy. Even
he's a really good guy.
When he did that article for Ted, and he was like, I can't help to think that Richmond's gonna like fail, but like I can't help but root for Ted Lasso, and I'm like, wow.
I think that just goes to show you, like, Ted really is the best guy ever.
No, really.
And just everybody, like, even if you want to have a vendetta against him, you can't because he's so likable.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I love him.
With my whole heart.
Some other, like, theories that I had, I think I already mentioned it, like, I think Ted and Rebecca will kiss, or there will be some kind of romantic moment between them.
Yeah.
But my other one, I feel we'll get a Roy Keeley proposal.
Stop, I will
cry. And part of me wonders if maybe it'll come from Keeley.
Oh. I also, no, I agree.
Yeah, she feels like the type that would definitely propose.
Yeah.
But like a heated, like I know, I don't think either of you have seen Gilmore Girls, but like, spoiler for Gilmore Girls, Lorelai proposes to Luke, and like, like they're having a conversation. She's just like, "Marry me," and like that is exactly how I picture Keeley doing it. Like, I picture being in an argument,
which kind of goes with my theory about how I think.
Spill it.
Like, so.
No, buckle in.
Yeah, I think all of Twitter agrees. So the end scene with Roy and Keeley, the last 2 episodes, they make you think they're gonna break up, which I do not like. Like multiple times, especially that scene with the 2 of them on the couch during the photo shoot, where they're looking at each other, and she just told them about Nate, and he told them about the teacher who I do not like.
Sucked.
And they're like, and you think they're gonna break up. They don't break up in the finale, but the scene where she says, "See you in 6 weeks," directly parallels. I don't watch Cheers, but people on Twitter and Reddit have said that it directly parallels to something that happened with, I don't know who they are, I think it's Sam and Diane in Cheers. And fun fact, Jason Sudeikis in that recent video had a Cheers hat on, which goes back to my weird little, like,
buckle in.
Stop!
So apparently Jason loves Cheers, so now everyone thinks that, so Sam and Diana apparently in Cheers, they said like, "See you in 6 weeks" or something, and then they end up broken up when they get back from the 6 weeks. So now, next season, we can either start going strong or broken up, and I have a feeling it will be broken up, but I do think it's going to lead to an argument and then a proposal.
Yeah,
that's how I think it's all going to unfold.
I also saw someone say that they thought maybe they would be good in like the first few episodes, but then like they just wouldn't talk about it, and it would kind of be like a cloud hanging over their head, and then they would just eventually snap and like break up. But I just don't know what they're gonna do, because it doesn't seem like it's good right now. Yeah,
I do think a wedding. I had 2 things about like how the 3rd season will end. If it's the last season, I do think it's the game.
I just thought of the episode title for the wedding.
What?
2 weddings and no funerals. Gonna go down now.
Jason,
what?
Join our podcast.
The parallels.
I think it'd just be perfect. Like, or if I feel like third season better not be the last season, but if it is, No,
definitely
even if
think
it
it's
not
getting
is.
4 seasons.
Wedding should be the finale, and then it should be it should be a very key moment in the Ted Rebecca relationship as well.
Well, I think their big win against Manchester will be into the second to last episode, so I can definitely see the wedding being third. But this is why, like, you're not just gonna end the show with the wedding and not give me anything else. Like, give me the 4th and 5th season, Jason. It was.
Yeah, but those are my theories, so.
Yeah, those are really my only theories. I feel like. Wait, Lex, do you have any?
No, I said mine. I just feel like it's hard to have theories for the show. Like, it's more of like wants and like
Yeah.
just based off of like things that like you feel like are gonna happen. Like that's like helps builds the theories, but those are also wants as well, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, I can't like. I don't know. I don't really think I have any like super theories because, like I said, it isn't really a show where you need theories.
Mm-hmm.
My thing was more wants, honestly.
It's definitely wants. Like, do you guys have any other things that you want to happen?
There's so many things I want to happen.
Actually, I really want Ted's son to come back because I really love their
So do I.
relationship.
Yeah.
His wife can stay in America.
Yes.
For all I care. We don't like her, but it's
No.
fine.
Not at all.
Also, I know we kind of like briefly mentioned Sassy and Ted. Do you think they'll kind of keep that going?
No.
Because didn't they like kind of like have a moment?
They hooked up at the funeral.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They left together at the funeral.
Yeah.
Thank you. They did.
So now I'm just like, are they gonna keep doing that? Because
No, I don't think so.
I don't hate it, but I also don't think they work together. I feel like Sassy is not fit for Ted.
No, I mean, what did Ted? The first time they slept together, Ted was like just sitting there, like wide awake. Like, what did I do? Like, this just does not feel right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I
That was
also just
definitely
never
interesting.
see
That wasn't
them
something I
sleeping together.
expected. But
Especially since he had his panic attack and then slept with a woman.
yeah.
That was
This is also
questionable.
more wants, but I want a Ted Rebecca Roy Keeley double date.
So.
Oh. Oh my god, no, okay, wait. Every time. Roy and Keeley are broken up. I'm sorry, I know. They're broken up. But Rebecca knows that Keeley's really upset about it. Ted knows that Roy is really upset about it. So they band together and they make a double date.
But they obviously.
But like Ted convinces Roy to go out to dinner. Rebecca convinces Keeley to go out to dinner. Neither of them know, like neither Roy or Keeley know they're going out to dinner together. And then they're like, oh, well, we're already here. We might as well sit together.
I also feel like if they're broken up, they're going to have Phoebe, like, Parent Trap or something. Like, I don't know. Phoebe
Oh,
would just
yeah, no. Yeah, for sure. I love Phoebe.
But no one,
I want a Phoebe-centric episode.
Oh my god, stop. I would love that. But I feel like, it would be a double date, but Rebecca and Ted wouldn't think of it as a double date, but Roy and Keeley will think of it as a double date.
Yeah. I feel like they would be doing it more as like friends and just being like, oh no, we're trying to get them back together. And why am I envisioning like a slow dance scene?
Stop.
Where they're all sitting at the table and Ted's like, well, boss, let's go dance.
What if you had a crush on your boss?
Yeah.
What if?
Also, I forgot to mention this. I did not expect the whole reason of Ted being hired. Like, I really just thought he was just going to be like. Either. I was just thinking he was just gonna go like he accepted a job in the UK. Not that Rebecca literally hired him to ruin her club. But that was kind of fun.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, like, I was a little questionable because, you know, I'm a huge American football fan. And I'm like, this is not the same thing. But, you know, if wins are wins, man. So, but I like the whole sabotage storyline.
Yeah.
And the fact that it comes to backfire her, I think is really cute. And then once again, we get the, like, parallels from the first season and the second season.
I also will say, like Keeley like Keeley wore Roy's jersey in season 1. I want her to wear Roy's jersey again, and I want Rebecca to wear a Lasso jersey.
Stop.
Or an Obasanya jersey, but
yeah, I would love for Rebecca to come like all out Richmond for like one game and not just like in her fancy like
not in her fancy attire.
Yeah.
I
Stop
want to
it,
see
so cute.
Rebecca let her hair down and let loose a little. Can we let?
Drunk Rebecca.
I was just gonna say, can we get Keely and Rebecca to get drunk?
Please. I would die.
I'd be
That would
fine
be
about it.
everything.
She drunk text Ted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. Nope, that's
Oh my
it.
god, this is when they're broken up and Keely can drunk text Roy. Oh my god.
Roy,
this is-
it's all good.
Okay, hear me out. Keely's drunk. She accidentally takes Rebecca's phone and messages Roy that she loves him, she misses him, but it's actually Ted that she messages from
Oh
Rebecca's phone.
Shut up. That'd be so funny. I would die.
I don't know how that would work. It made more sense in my head, but that would happen.
No, it would
It
happen.
could work.
The writer's room can just call us, you know? We just
Yeah. I just gave you so
Yeah.
many ideas, Jason.
We're giving so many ideas, and you can have them for like a whole $1.
Yeah,
Brett and
Like,
Jason,
$1.
please hit us up. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
please.
Honestly, don't even have to pay us. You could just have them.
Yeah.
Just like acknowledge us. Maybe like toss a like our way. Then you can have all of our ideas.
I'll tweet it at Jason. You know, he liked one of my tweets, so we're friends now.
Yeah, Lexie and Jason are besties.
Yeah.
Also,
Absolutely.
another thing, I want to see like more of the other characters on the team as
Mhm.
well, because there are some
I
like
agree.
ones that like really interest me who I want to see more of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
I know we've already seen a bit more of Danny, but I want an episode that isn't surrounded about him kicking and killing a dog.
Yeah.
So I'd like another episode surrounded about him. And they're just like, I think everyone on the team, like I want to learn more about them for sure.
Yeah,
agree.
definitely.
I had so much fun. Thank you both.
You're welcome.
I-
It's
Nice to finally talk
I-
to you, Izzy.
I loved that we talked for like 10 minutes and I felt like I could be comfortable with you guys, so thank you.
We don't know what we're doing next week.
We have an idea.
We don't know if it's gonna work out, but
It could potentially work out.
yeah,
but
we do have a really fun episode planned for Valentine's Day, though. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Enter the Fangirls. You can keep up with us on our social media. Our YouTube and Instagram is Enter the Fangirls, and our Twitter is Enter Fangirls.
Make sure you follow us wherever you stream your podcast, and we cannot wait for you to join us on our next episode. Once again, I'm Lexie.
I'm Sam, and this has been Enter the Fangirls.